Hi everybody, welcome to another Tatting with a Needle 101. So here we are. This is what we're after, and this is where we're at. Are you ready to start the next step? Okay, let's look at it. We have finished one whole side and one point. Now we're going to get into connecting these arches through the picots, as well as connecting our rings through the picots. So are we ready to get started? I'm ready. All right, let's go. Okay, so we're looking at our work like this. We have these two arches going towards our hands. The work we've made on the right hand side, we are now going to turn our work Let me get my needle and thread straight here. Okay. I placed a knot in this the last time, but I placed it on the wrong side. Let me fix that real quick. Okay. Now, I'm going the right direction. Now I'm going to place my needle on top of the knot. And I'm going to start my first ring, which was 3 double stitches. Scoot my work down. Leave a space for a picot. There we go. Scoot that down. 2 more double stitches. It's 1 and 2. Leave a space for another picot. It's 2. 1 more. It's 3 double stitches, 1 picot. And 3 double stitches to finish this off. Okay, so we have our setup for our ring. We have 3 double stitches, 1 picot, 3 double stitches, 1 picot, 3 double stitches, 1 picot, 3 double stitches, and a partridge in a pear tree. Sorry, had to do that. Okay, so if you remember from the other rings, we have to make sure and hang on to this so it doesn't disappear. Slide our needle through with our tail. Go through that ring that loop that we just held back with our needle and tail. Now we can take it off our fingers. And while holding the end of your work down here, you're going to cinch down that ring you were holding. All right, now we're going to close it up and form a ring. There we go. Okay, before I tie this knot, I want to go over where we're going next in this process. So this is the direction we're headed, and we need our arch. Let me bring the other one back over. We need our arch to meet this arch. So if you remember, I said all of the humps on your double stitches need to face your hand for the arch to go the direction you want it to go. So if we're going this way, that means we need to turn our work over. Next video, we'll be hiding that tail. Cinch that back down. And we're going to place a knot in the top of that. Just to secure that ring so that way it doesn't get all loose while we're trying to work. Okay, so our arches on the other side were 5 double stitches, 1 picot, and 5 double stitches. We're going to do the first 5 stitches together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we now have our 5 double stitches. We're going to pick up our work, and if you remember how we connected our rings by the picots, that's what we're doing here for this, connecting the arches. We are not going to put a picot on the needle. We are going to pick up the thread by going through the picot on the arch from the opposite side and placing that on the needle to represent our picot. Slide your work back down. So now we're attached to the other side. We're going to do 5 more double crochets, or sorry, double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here we have it. Get my needle to show right. We have our 5 double stitches where we picked up to attach to the picot, and that represents a picot, and 5 more double stitches. Now we're going to pull through to form an arch. Pull that needle and tail all the way through. Watch, because it will hang up on your work. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to turn our work. Get my thread straight here. Let go. There we go. Gee. All right. I have my working thread up through my fingers and my tail on my needle on my right. Now I can place that knot. Okay. Now we need to make another ring and attach to this picot here, the one on the side. So we place our needle onto our knot, and our rings are 3 double stitches. Just like we did with the arch, we're not going to create a picot on the needle. We are actually going to create it by picking up the thread through the picot on the previous ring. just like that. Okay, now we can scoot that down, and we need 2 more picots and 6 more double stitches. One, two, 3, picot, 3 more double stitches, scratch that, we need 9 more double stitches. My counting was off. Okay, picot, and 3 more double stitches here. Okay, now our rings will match. We have 3 double stitches, our spot for our picot there, 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches. Okay, make sure we don't lose this in because this is a ring. Pull that tail through. Run your needle through that loop you saved. Pull your finger out and cinch it down, and then close to form a ring. Okay, so remember we need our arch to go the opposite direction as to the way we are faced at this moment. So what do we got to do? We got to turn our work, so that way the arch is facing our hand. Get our thread all in the proper places here and make a knot. The knots aren't always necessary. However, I prefer them. It just seems to hold things better, in my opinion. This particular arch I did not cinch down enough, so that's why it's kind of flimsy. But when I starch this and block it, it will be just fine because I can make it the way I want it. All right, we're going to do the next arch together and the next ring together, and then I'll let you do the homework and finish up, and I'll meet you when I finish mine. So let's get this arch. So 5 double stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Gonna come down here and catch the picot of our next arch. So we want to slide our work towards the end. Stick that needle tip through that picot. Catch that thread. And bring it up through that picot, just like that. Now we need 5 more double stitches to complete the arch. So here we go. Get some more thread. Okay. Whoops. Pop that off of there. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 5 double stitches, picot, 5 double stitches. We're going to draw this tail all the way through. Cinch it up a little bit so everything closes up nicely. And turn our work So that way we're starting our ring on the same side as the last ring we created. We will be working in this direction. So we want our work over here when we create our knot. Okay. There's our knot. Now place your needle on top of that knot and do 3 double stitches. 2 and 3. Now we need to slide our work out to the end because we need to pick up the thread through the picot from the previous ring. Okay, from the side, not the top, from the side. Pick that thread up, put it on the needle, and slide your work back down. And now you can see we're using both sides of that previous ring. There's only one free picot on the top. So let's complete this ring. 9 more double stitches and 2 more picots. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Create a space for a picot. That's 2 double stitches. 3 double stitches, create a space for a picot, and do our last set of 3 double stitches. Okay. Again, we're going to hang on to this end to make sure that we don't lose it, and pull our tail through our work. I can see where you're going to try to hook. Sneaky. All right. Now we're going to go through that loop we saved with our needle and tail. Cinch down that loop and close to form a ring, and turn your work. Tie a knot. Okay. So I'm going to leave you to do your homework and finish up the next arch. Let me show you where you're at. That way you can see. So we have 3 rings. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. So you have 1 arch and 1 ring to complete, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, I'm back. I've finished my last arch on that side and my last ring on that side. Well, congratulations. You have officially finished the second side, and you've also learned to connect these arches to each other, change direction of the arches, and continued with practicing connecting your picots on your rings. Okay, so the next video that I do on this will be sewing in the ends, and also it will be completing the last, so it matches on both sides, the last point over here. Look forward to seeing you on the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.